Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ocean County School Counselor Association Virtual College Fair. And thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are both off, so the panelists cannot see nor hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this session is being recorded and will be available within a week at stripescan.com OCSCA. Thank you, and I will go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter, and this is from Salisbury University.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Colin. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Salisbury University. I'm also a Salisbury alum. I graduated in 2017 with a degree in business management and a minor in economics. And I'm also from New Jersey originally. So here's some fast facts about the school. We're located on the eastern shore of Maryland. From the Toms River area, it's about 3 hours away, so not a bad drive. We're very close to the beach as well, only a half-hour drive from Ocean City, Maryland. So if you like the beach, you'll love living in Salisbury. Our mascot is Sammy the Seagull. We have just under 8,600 students enrolled on campus, so that's a perfect sweet spot, not too big, not too small campus size. Our average class size is 24 students with a 15:1 student capacity ratio. So for every 15 students, there's one full-time faculty member on staff to assist them. We have lots of different clubs to get involved in. Over 120 of them. And some fun facts about the school is that we have notable alumni here. Baltimore Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti and Purdue Farms CEO Jim Purdue are some of the notable alumni. We also do have 21 Division III sports. We're best known for football and lacrosse. We've been ranked number 1 in the country for men's lacrosse and number 4 for women's lacrosse in the country. So that's pretty awesome. Here at Salisbury, we do have 46 majors and 73 minors across 4 schools and 1 college. Some of the more popular majors on campus includes communications, psychology, biology is the biggest major on our campus actually. Business is all popular, as is nursing and exercise science. Regardless of your major, most majors here at Salisbury do require to have an internship completed before you graduate college. And all the majors here do offer either research opportunities, clinical hours, or an internship opportunity as well. So it's great to get that hands-on experience before you graduate college. We also do have lots of resources available to students as part of your tuition on campus. This picture is our brand new library, which opened in 2016. It's one of the biggest libraries in the university system and Maryland school system. And it was my favorite place on campus as well. But we have all these resources available to you as part of your tuition on campus, whether it's from academics to financial aid to picking out classes, it's all available to you. So on the campus housing, so we do guarantee on-campus housing for 2 years, so freshman and sophomore year. We have multiple different options for housing on campus for freshmen. In addition, we also do offer parking to all students on campus, so even freshmen can have a car their first year. That's also pretty cheap too. $75 for the whole year to park on campus, which is not a bad rate either. These are all pictures of our residence halls on campus, so they're really nice places to live. They've all been renovated within the last 5 years, so they all have heating and air conditioning. Most of the rooms have carpeting as well. So our students have done a really nice job of decorating their residence hall. We also have really good food on campus. So I had a meal plan all 4 years. Most students also have some sort of meal plan all 4 years as well. Our dining hall is buffet style. There's different stations you can go to. In addition, there's also numerous satellite dining locations throughout campus. That includes like a Chick-fil-A. There's a pizza place in the business school. There's a Starbucks cafe on campus. And your meal plan on campus gives you what's called dining hours, which can be used at any of the on-campus satellite dining locations like Chick-fil-A. So for the application overview now, there's 3 major deadline dates. The first one is early decision. Early decision is a binding agreement. So if you get accepted to Salisbury under early decision, you're required to attend for the fall semester. That is our earliest deadline date, the earliest response time from us as well, and also gives you the best consideration for admission when applying early decision. The next best one is there was early action. That's how I apply to Salisbury, and that's how most students also choose to apply to Salisbury. That's still an early deadline of December 1st, and you hear back from us by the 15th of January, and that is non-binding. So you can apply to as many schools as you want to and not make a choice until May 1st. We are a Common App school. So if you're applying to local schools, you can use the Common application to save you time. If you're just applying to us, you can use the Salisbury University application. We're also test optional. So if you don't have test scores because of COVID-19, that is okay. But on the right-hand side here, or the middle 50% ranges for SAT, GPA, and ACT. And then this is what we need. So we need your high school transcripts. If you have test scores, you can send those test scores to us. Like I said, we are test optional though. If you do have test scores and you want to send those to us, you can still send those scores to us. Applying test optional and sending test scores will not hurt your application. We also need at least one letter of recommendation to complete your application, usually from a guidance counselor or teacher. When you do apply to us, you're considered for any merit-based money automatically based on your GPA and test scores. If you don't have test scores, we just use your GPA. For being from New Jersey, students automatically get what's called our Good Neighbor Scholarship of $6,000 a year off of the out-of-state tuition. And our out-of-state tuition is $32,370 a year, and that includes room and board, and that's before the $6,000 is applied. And then last but not least, we do offer information sessions and tours in person Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. You can sign up online, and my information is below. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me or put them in the chat.
Thanks, Colin. Next up, we have Catholic University of America.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Abby Billings, and I am one of the assistant deans here at Catholic University of America, and I recruit specifically for students in Ocean County, New Jersey. So a little bit about our university that we really want to highlight is our DC location, our personalized academics, and our very active student life on campus. So we are actually located in Washington, DC. We're about 3 miles north of Capitol Hill. 98% of our first year students live on campus. So we do have a 3-year residency requirement overall. So students will actually live on campus through junior year. We're also the largest self-contained campus in Washington, DC with 176 acres. So while we're still located in the city, it's in a very residential neighborhood, so it doesn't feel like you're downtown. However, we are still very accessible to the entire city of Washington because we are walking distance from our very own metro stop. So not only can you connect with areas in DC, but also some of the neighborhoods out in Maryland and Virginia. Overall, we have over 70 different majors to choose from within 9 schools that offer undergraduate degrees. Some of our most popular programs are things like politics, not shocking being in DC, as well as media and communication studies, psychology as well, which are housed within our School of Arts and Sciences. But other really popular programs are things like business, engineering, nursing. We also have a school of music. We have a school of architecture. So a lot of different programs to choose from. There's also a really strong research component here at Catholic. You can get involved in any of the 31 research centers on campus, working with our professors as well as graduate students. But we also have an annual research day, so you can highlight any projects that you were working on individually throughout the year. All students are automatically considered for our honors program when you apply to the university, but you can also apply to the program once you start at Catholic. And our average class size is only about 19 students. So the classes themselves are much more participation and discussion based as opposed to these giant lectures. And by the numbers, our school is on the smaller side, so we're just over 3,300 undergraduate students. We also strongly encourage students to study abroad if they have the chance to do so. About 40% of our students go abroad at some point during their time at Catholic. We have 115 programs to choose from, and we are allowing students to actually go abroad this summer to our Rome campus, which is our most popular location. About 80% of students do self-identify as Catholic. There's a lot of ways to get involved with the faith life on campus. We have daily masses, religious-based student organizations, but we don't require you to get involved with the faith life. We leave it up to you as an individual student how you wish to go about that. That being said, in addition to faith on campus, there's also a lot of other activities to get involved in, namely our clubs and our athletic teams as well. So we have about 100 student clubs and organizations on campus that host more than 40 different events on campus each week. So we do have students living on campus right now, and we are holding in-person events, but many of them also have a virtual format. So students that are virtual for this semester can still participate, but we are going back to full in-person events for this upcoming fall 2021 semester. Campus ministry also help facilitates a lot of these events, as well as weekly service opportunities. We don't require our students to complete service, but we do average about 40 service hours per student per year. So it's really something that our students like to do and like to give back, both within the DC community, but we also have service trips around the country and abroad. In addition to all of the student clubs and organizations, we have 25 Division III varsity teams, as well as 10 club sports, 16 intramural leagues, and 2 fitness centers on campus. So a lot of ways to get involved, no matter what you did in high school, and if you want to continue that at the collegiate level or try something new. In terms of the application deadline, application timeline, it's pretty straightforward. So August 1st is when our Common App becomes available. We are a Common App exclusive school, so that's the only application we have. Our first deadlines that come up are November 1st for both early action and early decision 1. Early action is the non-binding deadline. Early decision 1 is the binding deadline. Both of those decisions will hear from us by January 1st. And then our final deadline for early decision 2 and regular decision is January 15th, with those students hearing by March 15th, and our enrollment deadline being May 1st. For the review itself, in terms of materials, in addition to your completed common application, we do also need your official high school transcript, a school report and counselor letter, a teacher recommendation, whichever Common App essay topic you want to write about. And then we also include a Catholic University statement, which is optional, but about 75% of our applicants complete it, simply asking why Catholic. What we're looking for is your progression throughout high school in terms of your GPA, the strength of your curriculum, activities you're involved in, leadership roles that you held, your interest in Catholic U. You can also do an optional personal interview. It won't hurt your application if you're not able to do one. It just provides us some additional background information. We do not charge an application fee, so it is completely free to apply to the university, and we are also test blind, so we do not look at test scores whatsoever. All students that apply will get consideration for merit awards, and those can range from $17,000 to $30,000 per year. We also have 2 additional scholarships that you actually apply for in the Common App. One is the Parish Scholarship, which is for students who are parishioners at a Catholic church. It is $4,000 per year. And then a legacy grant, if you had a parent, grandparent, or sibling who received a degree from our university specifically, we have an additional $1,000 scholarship. For need-based aid, we strongly encourage all families to fill that out. The FAFSA and the CSS profile for need-based aid, about 95% of students are getting financial assistance. And to connect with us further, you can schedule a campus visit. We are offering in-person sessions as well as virtual tours, and you can connect with us on social media as well. So thank you all so much. Feel free to send me any questions that you have.
Thank you, Abby. That is the Catholic University of America. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics.
Hello, my name is Brandon Weiss with PIA, the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. Simply stated, what we do at PIA is we prepare and propel our students and then graduates into careers in the industry of aviation, aerospace, and beyond technologies. Our programs culminate not only with our students having a chance to earn their associate in specialized technology degree or certification, depending on the program they enter, but also they have a chance to test for and obtain their FAA, Federal Aviation Administration certification, and or their FCC, Federal Communication Commission license, giving them an even further specialized skill set beyond their education and training, qualifying them to legally work on aircraft. And when I say aircraft, I use that term loosely. Planes, jets, drones, blimps, helicopters, such a large potential path opportunity under the umbrella of aeronautics. Like my colleagues, I'm a visual learner, so I would love to share my screen to have some visuals to go along with what I would love to share with you next. So PIA has been in existence for over 90 years. We were actually founded out of the Glenn Curtis and Orville Wright flying service. That's the same Orville Wright that was of the Wright brothers that was the first in flight in 1903. PIA founded in 1929. So you can't get more entrenched in aviation and now aerospace history than that. What I always love to share is the final destinations. Our graduates have gone on to work at NASA, SpaceX, Aerojet Rocketdyne, any commercial airline, American, Boeing, Piedmont, Delta, technology companies like Lockheed Martin and Pratt & Whitney, literally working with cutting edge level technologies or even beyond, because Lockheed Martin, they're working on some technologies that us as civilians might not even know about for years to come. Disney will hire our graduates to work on roller coasters, NASCAR, concept car companies, medical transport, Stat Medevac, the Goodyear blimp, so many different paths, entertainment that goes along with aviation, skydiving, Hollywood, farming that uses aviation. Our students are qualified to work on anything that moves mechanically. And one of the things that sets them up for that is our amazing programs. I love to put a face to the name. That's Chris Hoffman, worked at SpaceX, now is employed at Astra Aerospace. That's Kate Fulmer. She worked at NASA, now works at Blue Origins, breaking the misconception that females don't get involved in STEM careers or aviation or aerospace. Absolutely untrue. Bryce works at GE Aviation. We are actually ranked Forbes #1 two-year trade school based on a multitude of factors: return on investment, our postgraduate success, the affordability of our program, and our students' experience. We are the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics, but we actually also have branch campuses in Youngstown, Ohio, Hagerstown, Maryland, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right off the shore. One of the questions I always get is, what does it look like to be a student at PIA? And I would love to tell and even more show you. So what you will not find at PIA is large lecture halls. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just not who we are. We have small class sizes where our students get to live out the lessons they learn by working on actual aircraft in our private hangar. Planes, jets, helicopters, they're actually getting a chance to work on. But instead of me tell you, I'd much rather show you. A little deeper dive into our hangar, you get to see some of the aircraft that our students get to work on. Pride, purpose, and prestige is our motto at PIA, and whatever your educational career path, that is what I wish and hope for each of you. At PIA, we are extremely specialized, so we offer 2 programs: aviation maintenance technology, that can be done as a 21-month program, working towards your associate in specialized technology degree, or avionics, aviation electronics, 21-month associate in specialized technology degree, or we offer 16-month certification programs, skip the general education and dive right in to the technical side. So if you're someone who likes problem solving, using intelligence with a combination of unique repair, care, and all the things that go into letting an aircraft go, PIA and trade school might be a good fit for you. There's a link, scan the QR code or type that in, whether you're seeing me live or recording, to request more information on PIA, attend one of our virtual open houses, or come down and physically tour our school, and even more so our hangar. So each and every one of you, I wish you the best and brightest future in whatever it is you do. Explore those paths, and good luck.
Thank you, Brandon. And that is a great presentation on learning what is offered at PIA. Now, I do want to take a break before we go on and just mention to our audience that the Q&A feature is available for y'all to use. So if you have any questions for our panelists, just go ahead and type it in and they can respond then. With that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Stacy so that she can talk to you about the University of Tampa.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully I'll have that same high energy. So I want to introduce you to the University of Tampa, and each website says that we have the best college campus in Florida, and I have to agree. We are located on the west coast of Florida, about halfway down the state, and many of you may be familiar with our campus and may be drawn originally to our campus because of the beautiful Gulf beaches. And probably one of the most popular questions I'm initially asked at a college fair is, how far are you from the beaches? So I'll just get it out of the way. We're about a half hour from St. Pete and Clearwater Beach. And right now we have a lot of visitors on our campus because people are coming down for spring break. We're also well known as Tampa Bay right now because we've got Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning that just won the Stanley Cup. But we've also got a lot of opportunities. We're just one block from downtown Tampa. We've got the beautiful Tampa Riverwalk. We've got all the downtown businesses, the circuit courts that are there, Curtis Hickson Park, where they host most of the downtown events. And while these are all great fun things to do, they're outstanding internships opportunities for our students. So it doesn't matter if you're going into something like athletic training and want to work with a major league team, or you're a fine arts major and you want to do an internship at the Performing Arts Center, or a finance major or a criminology major. We have more internships than we have students to fill those opportunities. So being right next to downtown is going to be a great opportunity. And while you might originally find out about us because of the sunshine and the beautiful weather, I think you'll choose to enroll because of the great opportunities that are awaiting just one block away from our beautiful campus. And just to get a little bit into the basics, the University of Tampa has about 9,700 students, and 1,000 of those students are in our graduate program. Again, just to show you what our campus looks like, this is a picture of our campus, and you can see that we're adjacent to downtown. The Hillsborough River is what separates us from downtown. So like many urban campuses, we're a little bit different. We aren't spread throughout downtown. We've got the river that separates us, and we're in this beautiful park-like atmosphere. As a matter of fact, one of our really popular clubs on campus is the Hammock Club. So to talk a little bit about our students and where they come from, I think what makes us really unique is that our students come from all over the world, and our average student is 980 miles away from home. We have about a third of our students from the state of Florida, about a third from the Northeast. The other third is from all the other 50 states and 133 countries. So we literally draw students from all over the world. So what you can expect in your classroom experience is on average about 22 students. And to clarify that even a little bit more, our average semester, we offer about 1,400 students or 1,400 classes. However, we only had less than 30 classes that had more than 40 students. As a matter of fact, our largest classroom has 58 seats. So you don't have to worry about any huge lecture halls, and you don't have to worry about a teaching assistant or grad assistant teaching that class. All of our classes are taught by professors. So take all of those worries away and know that you're going to a fully accredited institution where you're going to be taught by professors. And we know that a lot of students haven't decided their major. We offer 200 different areas of study, and so you'll have plenty of opportunities for hands-on learning to really decide what career path is right for you. Now, one of the biggest concerns for students is cost. And so while we don't offer these huge scholarships that I'm hearing about from students, especially at this time of year, we manage to keep our costs low. Our total cost for tuition, room, board, and fees is $43,000. And we offer generous scholarships that range from $4,000 a year to $18,000. And in addition to that, we also offer need-based financial aid. So our students complete the FAFSA. Now, if you're a junior and you're wondering, well, what am I going to qualify for? I would strongly encourage that you go to our website and fill out the net price calculator. So as you're starting to think about application time, as an incoming freshman, what you would need to complete is one of three types of applications. We give you a few options. There's the University of Tampa application, the Common App, or the Coalition app. You select which one you're most comfortable with. Then you'll submit your official high school transcript. And an official high school transcript needs to be sent directly from your high school. And then we'd like to learn something about you. So we're going to ask you to submit an essay. And finally, a recommendation letter. And a recommendation letter is most helpful when it's sent from either a teacher, a guidance counselor, or an employer. And finally, let's talk a little bit about admissions deadlines. This year, we received a record number of applications, which is wonderful news for us, but it means that the applicant pool is a little more competitive. So you want to get your application in early. Our first application deadline is November 15th. And I would strongly encourage you to submit your application by that date if the University of Tampa is a place that you see yourself. Our next application date is going to be January 15th. And finally, the regular decision pool is March 1st. I would just let you know that usually we start our wait list in early December. So please submit your applications early. Also, if you're a transfer student, the only other thing that you would need to submit is official transcripts from any college or university that you've attended. And finally, keep in touch with me. In addition to being the director of enrollment, I'm the admissions counselor for the entire state of New Jersey and look forward to working with you. Thanks for your time. Feel free to ask me questions on the chat as well.
Thank you, Stacy. And again, folks, that was the University of Tampa. Next up, we have the University of Alabama.
Hello, everyone. Just gonna share my screen real quick. Sorry about that. My name is Chris Paul. I am the regional admissions recruiter for Central New Jersey from the University of Alabama. I work specifically for the Tuscaloosa campus. I always mention that because we do have two other campuses, one in Birmingham, one in Huntsville. But for the admissions process, the campuses are not connected. So you want to make sure that you're applying to Tuscaloosa. We will be on the Common App for 2022. So keep that in mind if you are applying through the Common App. Tuscaloosa is a small to medium-sized city. We're about 200,000 people in Tuscaloosa. It's a great quintessential college city. And it is a great place to enjoy Southern weather and also Southern living. In Tuscaloosa, our enrollment size is approximately 38,000. Our undergraduate enrollment is a little over 33,000. With that, 55% of our undergraduates come from out of state. You can see here that New Jersey is our 8th most popular out-of-state area. We have students coming from all 50 states, and we also have 78 countries represented internationally on campus. For academics, we have 70 undergraduate majors, and when you include the minors and concentrations, you're looking at about 200 degree possibilities. We are also an R1 research university, which means we have the highest level of collegiate research on our campus, and that means we have undergraduate opportunities to do research. We encourage all of our majors, even if you are not going into a research specific field, to get involved in research. We have a very active campus life on campus. If you're interested in Greek life, we have the largest undergraduate system in the country for Greek life. It is only 30% of our undergraduates. So if you don't want to do Greek life, you don't have to. 70% of our students do not. We have over 600 student organizations on campus. So there are tons of ways for you to get involved, pursue your interest outside of the classroom, and stay connected to the community in Tuscaloosa and beyond. If you're interested in athletics, we are Division I athletics. Athletics are a big part of the culture at the University of Alabama. Separate of Division I athletics, we also have club sports, and we also have intramural programs. The intramural sports are informal leagues. And what's really cool about that is a lot of our faculty will participate, which gives students an opportunity to form friendships with their faculty outside of the classroom. For housing, we guarantee housing for all first-year students and require you to live on campus. We have 3 style housings. We have our apartment style, suite style, which is the most popular. We have our traditional, which is a shared room and then shared bathroom by floor. And then we also do have a double occupancy, which would be a shared room, and then you and your roommate would have a private bathroom. After first year, majority of our students will opt to live off campus in Tuscaloosa. It is very affordable to live in Tuscaloosa, and a lot of our students will take advantage of those savings. These are some of our notable alumni, or as we call them on campus, our legends. The University of Alabama is very dedicated to your success, either with your education goals and your professional goals. For internships, we were named by Princeton Review to be the #2 university in the country for internship opportunities, and we are also the #1 SEC conference university for internships. You can also do internships over the summer. So if you are planning on coming back to New Jersey, want to work in New York, work in Philadelphia, we're able to help you make those connections. Also, all of our alumni will have lifetime access to career services after graduation. I think this is an important distinction because once you graduate, if you're ever changing jobs, if you're ever looking for new career opportunities, you're always going to have the University of Alabama to support you. These are our automatic merit scholarships that we're most known for. For 2022 admissions, we have not made a final determination if we are going to be test optional. If we decide to be test optional, we will let that be known in July when we open our application. If you are interested in the automatic scholarship, I would encourage you to test anyway. That is how you're going to qualify for the scholarship. We also do have competitive scholarships that students, once they are admitted, are able to apply for. Keep in mind that the priority deadline to apply for competitive scholarships is January 15th. So I encourage everyone to apply early. I mentioned our application will be opening in July. The other deadline you want to keep in mind is our housing application opens in October. So students who apply earliest for housing beginning in October will have priority selection. We do an online selection in May. Especially if you're interested in the apartment style, suite style, I highly recommend applying early so you're able to get accepted and then apply for housing as close to October as possible. If we are test optional, then we are just going to be looking at official transcripts for the review. We do not require any essays, any recommendations. There's no supplemental material. It takes about 7 to 10 days once you apply to get a decision. If we do require a test score, then you will be able to take the SAT or the ACT. My name is Chris Paul. As I said, I'm going to be posting all my information in the chat when we finish. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And of course, as we say in Tuscaloosa, roll tide.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Thank you for talking to us a little bit more about the University of Alabama. Lastly, we're going to end our presentations with the University College Dublin.
All right. Hey, everyone. I am throwing something a little different into the mix. We are hopping over the ocean. My name is Kendall. I'm a representative for University College Dublin. And as our name suggests, we are located in Dublin, Ireland. So you may be just beginning your search process and may not have even considered going abroad for your undergrad degree. So why might you even consider Ireland? Why Dublin? I'm not sure if you have had friends or family or you yourself have been to Ireland, but I can tell you that everything that people have said is very true. Ireland is an incredible country. It's very safe, friendly, welcoming. It's often ranked in the top as the world's most friendliest country by travel magazines and in the top 10 to 12 safest countries in the world. For being such a small country, it is incredibly globally connected. It is EU headquarter capital. So you have people coming from all across the world to Ireland and Dublin specifically for school as well as work. So you have companies like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Airbnb. They have their European headquarters located in Ireland, in Dublin specifically. So that is great for networking, for internships, etc. Ireland is an incredibly beautiful country. You can get from coast to coast in a matter of 4 hours, which is kind of crazy for us to comprehend coming from the US. But most importantly, Ireland has incredible universities. You can go to Ireland and bring your degree back here to the US, whether it's for a job or for grad school, they are transferable back here. A little bit about UCD. We are one of Ireland's oldest universities. We're not the oldest, but we are one of them. We were founded in 1854. But for being such an old university, you can see kind of here in this photo and in the background behind me, we do look like we're relatively modern. We actually moved to our current campus just south of Dublin City Center in the 60s. So we do have a pretty modern campus, but a really rich history. UCD is ranked the #1 university in Ireland, which is incredible. And we do have the name recognition back here, as well as the alumni network for jobs after graduation. We are the largest and most international university in Ireland. So we have about 30,000 students, and almost 9,000 of those students are international, which is about 30% of our student body, which is huge. Students are coming from over 154 different countries. So if you think you're going to be alone and going abroad, there'll be hundreds of other international students on campus, specifically from the United States. We have a very familiar campus, I would say. It feels very similar to a large state school. So we have all the amenities you're used to. We have the gym, we have the student center, we have the libraries, we have the tutoring centers, we have residence life, we have career services, and we have all the student clubs and organizations that you're used to here. There are some differences, like we don't have Greek life, but we have dozens and dozens of other clubs for you to get involved in. And that's honestly the best way to, dive in and form those friendships. Something interesting I learned this week actually is that UCD has over 70 soccer teams. So really any sport you can get involved in on a recreational level if you're interested. But that is a great way to start building friendships with students from all over the world. We do have on-campus housing, and we do guarantee our international first-year students housing on campus. It's a little different because you get your own private bedroom and you share common facilities with a smaller group of students. Sometimes you have your own bathroom, but otherwise you would share a living room and kitchen facilities with about 3 to 4 other students. We do have residence life department and RAs that live on campus to help build that community, which is a very familiar thing in the US. We have a whole range of undergrad degree programs, A to Z. Everything will transfer back here to the US with the exception of nursing and teaching. But we have many top-ranked programs that are in the top 50 in their subject in the world. So we have really high caliber academics. This is a umbrella. These are the colleges that all of our programs fall into. I would say that the main difference is that we don't have general education requirements, and that's a pretty big deal and very different for US students. So you would apply directly to the program you're interested in studying. So if you want to study English, you apply to English, you jump right in, and you never have to do another math class again. If you are unsure, we do have a unique program called the Liberal Arts and Sciences program. You can apply to that program, and that's a pathway to the ultimate degree that you want, but it gives you flexibility for about a year or two to test out different subjects and then ultimately decide what you want to study. We are on the Common App. We do focus primarily on academics for admissions. We are rolling admissions until July 1st. We have many scholarships available for international students between 10 to 100% of tuition. All in, it's about $40,000 US a year for UCD. So that makes us a little more expensive than a state school, but less expensive than going out of state or to a private school. This is my contact information. You all are welcome to take my email down, and we appreciate your time today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to all of our presenters for talking a little bit more about what their institution offers and just giving a little bit more knowledge for our audience. We're going to shift gears now and we're going to go into a quick Q&A because I'd love for the audience to hear a little bit more about some advice that our panelists have for this process. So we're going to start with Salisbury University. And the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, sure. So I would tell students to visit campus when possible, because visiting campus is, you get a great feel of what it's going to be like to be there for the next 4 years. And also reach out to your admissions counselor. We're here to help you. We're very nice people. So definitely make yourself known to us. That way, when we review the application, we kind of know your name and can put a face to the application as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Colin. Next up, we have Catholic University of America.
Yeah, so one suggestion that I always give to students that I did myself is feel free to reach out to the universities and see what their process is like for earning outside scholarships from private sources and how you can use those to fund your education. A lot of us offer merit scholarships in the need-based aid, but there's so many organizations out there that also offer additional scholarships, 500, 1,000, 2,000 more that you can also use to fund your education. And that can really help you and give you a lot of flexibility in your spending. So definitely feel free to check with the colleges, see what their policies are like for that, and definitely feel free to check out and research what other options you have for funding.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics.
My advice would be to empower yourself through educational exploration. And what I mean by that is look into all the paths that are available to you, at least one 4-year school, one community college, one trade school, to really identify what path is perfect for you, because there's no set career or set educational path that's right for everyone. So I think knowing your options that are available to you, not only speaking to admissions representatives, but tour that campus, do as much as you can, whether virtually or in person, to really know the opportunities that you could have, because sometimes the first thing we think of isn't always the best destination for us. So just empower yourself through looking into as many options that speak to any level of passion that you have.
Awesome. Thank you. Next up, we have the University of Tampa.
Hi, I would strongly encourage you to, number one, have an email address that you just use for college search, not your high school email address, and then create an inbox for each university that you're going to be applying to. And then as you're receiving communications and sending communications to those schools, throw those emails in that inbox so that as you're getting passwords to different portals and different responses to your questions, you can keep those sorted, and it'll make it easier when you get to your final decision.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacey. Ironically enough, I've heard that piece of advice a lot during these sessions. So thank you for bringing that up. Next up is the University of Alabama.
So my advice is start your process early. I think by attending the event this evening, you are taking that step. As you heard from many of us tonight, there are early deadlines to consider, and you really want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to get all the information, do all the exploration, and then also giving yourself enough time to finish your application, make sure that you're completing it correctly and to the best of your ability. And then you can apply early so you can make all the deadlines to apply for scholarships and other special programs. If you're waiting until spring of your senior year to start applying, potentially that is going to hurt your process. So I would say start now like you have been.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And then last but not least, we'll end it off with the University College Dublin.
Yeah, I would say that it would probably be important to create a list of priorities or things that are most important to you for your college experience. I don't know if you like writing things down like I do, it helps me to physically write things down, but there are so many options out there and so much noise. Friends who want you to do certain things, family that tell you that you need to go certain places. So sometimes creating a list of what is important to you helps, keep you on track and really prioritize what is most important to you during your search process.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. And it seems like we are getting close to being out of time. So I don't want to rush things. And I just want to, take a step and just say thank you to our panelists for being here, for sharing their knowledge about college and their institutions, and to our audience as well for taking the time to really understand what are the options out there for yourself. With that note, I also want to say that once you close this window, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey. If you could provide any feedback for us, that would be greatly appreciated. This is just one of many different sessions, as I mentioned before, so please feel free to sign up for more. And if you would like to access this recording, it will be available in about a week at stripescan.com/OCSA. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening.